Hey guys, this is Kizuyoshi, and it's been a while since I last talked about Magic. And today was the pre-release of Theros Beyond Death, and I went for a pot here in Singapore. And this is the pack that I got, so I'm just gonna show you guys some of the cards that I have. Basically, in a pre-release pack, you have a promo card, which is a pre-release timestamp, and as well as six expansion packs, or booster packs they call it. But of course, they're all open up, so they're in card form like this, and they also come with a D20 life dice, which you can use for your pre-release. There you go. That's the Theros Beyond Death symbol, expansion logo, and I'll just take out the cards. Alright, first up we have our timestamp, which is the first R1 games. It's quite flavorful. It's like Olympic Games. So basically, this is a saga card that comes into play. You'll start chapter 1, create a 1/1 token, and then chapter 2, you can put 3 +1/+1 counters on any creature that you have. Usually, it's the 1/1 human soldier or something else that you may have. But this actually depicts the selection of candidates for the Olympic Games. This is like the training, and this is like a competition. If you have 4 or greater, you draw 2 cards, and chapter 4 says you win a goal. Right, that's about it. And a gold token is similar to a treasure token, where you can actually sacrifice it to generate 1 mana of any color. Alright, besides the cards, there is also a divider inside your pre-release pack. This is to divide your main deck from the rest of the pool that you may have, and there's also an insert of Elspeth escaping death. Life is short, but death is shorter. Well, that is for Elspeth, I guess. So there's also an insert on teaching you how to build a proper pre-release deck. Proper, or in some sense competitive, or at least playable, I guess. So yeah, you can take it with a pinch of salt. And of course, this set releases some really impressive tokens. So let me just try to focus on some of the tokens. We have elementals, wolf, human soldier, kraken, goat, satyrs. All right, Pegasus, Reflection. This is for Illyrios, Wall, and of course, special to this set, these are the Nyx base lands, I guess. So they are like constellations in the Milky Way. So they're pretty. Yeah, really pretty. Right, full out basic lands. Unfortunately, I do not have an island to show off here, but hopefully I can open up one of them in the packs that I got today. So basically, I went ahead, played 3 rounds of Swiss rounds, and I got 1 and 2. All three games were played at 3 rounds apiece. So I was losing at 1-2 in the first game, and 1-2 for the second game, and the third game I won 2-1. So that 1 win actually doesn't mean anything, because if you're a 0 win or you're 1 win, you will still get your pack anyway, your prize pack. And because I signed up for the pre-release ahead of time, I pre-ordered it actually. I pre-registered in some sense, so I actually got 2 packs, which I'll open up in this video later. So just go through some of the cards that I have. The first Iron games, of course. And let me see if I can show my rares. Yeah, Arastar is one of the rares that I got. Pretty bomb. So whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, it actually creates a 1/2 green spider with witch. So it's like a brood mother of some sort. Removals are good, and I have a Foy Nihilus Foreigner, pretty good. So I actually built a blue-green deck, which you can see on top here. This is actually my deck. So it was built around Constellation because I have cards like this for combat trick. Can enter the battlefield, gain hexproof. Actually, not combat trick. It's more like a protection, I guess. Krakens, alright, 4 Krakens, and I also have this alternate win card, which is kind of cool. When Tassa's Oracle enter the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library. where X is a devotion to blue. Put up to one of them on top of your library and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If X is greater than then or equal to the number of cards in your library, you win the game. It's a pretty cool alternate win card. I put it in because I just want that scry, because I don't have a lot of self mill. And this is the bomb that I have, the Theros. Gotta emphasize the H. Theros, the sudden storm, so you can flash this in. It's flying. Spells you cast with converted mana cost 5 or greater, cost 1 less to cast, and can't be countered. Usually it doesn't matter because I don't really have a lot of like 5 drops and above. Deny the Divine, kind of cool counter spell, I guess. Metamize Prophecies, good for card drawers. Eidolon. Caliphate, it's one of the demigods in this set, so there's a cycle for demigods, and Caliphate is the one for blue, as you can see right here. So Caliphate's power is actually equal to the devotion to blue. Creatures and enchantments you control have spells your opponent casts that target this permanent, cost 1 less to one more to cast, so it's like a protection of some sort. So Theros Beyond Death also introduced the devotion mechanics, which is actually first introduced in Theros, to be honest. To be fair, so Theros Beyond Death will definitely have devotion in some sense, because it's based on gods anyway. So there's also a cycle on gods, but unfortunately I didn't open in any of the packs in my pre-release, so I only have the demigods. I have another Kraken here. It's a bit small, but it can get huge and it generates a lot of tentacles, so it's pretty cool. I like it. I managed to cast it in every game, and every game it was removed the next turn, so I should probably class it with some protection on hand, so that's a bit of a hindsight for me. Anyway, there's Ring of Hubris, which I think is quite cool. Gives your creature flying. Sometimes it's useful. Alright, then there's Turtle, Flash Turtle. These are not my main deck. My main deck is just up to this point. Yeah, this is my main deck for pre-release, and this rest I didn't put it in. Binding of Titan is actually cool for self-mill, and you can actually remove Titan cards from opponent's graveyard as well, to exile them so that they can't actually escape. So escape is actually a mechanism in this. It's a new mechanics for this set. I think it'll be shown in some other colors. The colors that I've selected, they do not have like escape mechanics or mechanism built onto it. So I also have this bomb rare thingy, but I think it's just value. So 7 mana 5/5 trample is not a huge deal. You can tap a permanent for 3 times its mana. Sometimes you just don't need that much mana, because 7 is like the biggest thing in your deck for a pre-release, but in constructed I can see that it's quite busted in some way if you can shit it out early. Alright, some of the cards that I actually have like more than other forerunners, but yeah, okay, that's that. And let's have a look at our other colors. So another rare that I have is actually Elspeth Conquers Death, which is quite flavorful because this this expansion is all about Elspeth escaping from the underworld, I guess, because she died during the Theros block, and she was actually killed by Heliod. So during this chapter 1, you can exile target permanent and opponent control with converted mana 3 or greater. I'm not sure what the flavor is for. It's probably Ashok. Probably not. Anyway, non-creature spells your opponent's control cast 2 more to cast until your next turn. And chapter 3 is probably the most relevant one, because it returns target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Alright, and it's not even to your hand, it's to the battlefield, and it comes back with a +1/+1 on it, or an extra loyalty counter. So I think it's pretty cool. Was actually at one point contemplating on whether I want to splash white for this, because I do have some pretty cool white cards, right? Yeah. To be honest, I feel like my white cards are better now that I look at it. I feel kind of stupid for not playing it. But, well, I was blinded by the rares that I have, so I just go ahead. I might be better off green-white, actually, or blue-white. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I should really play white. I have some really good cards. Red is quite disappointing. I don't have a lot of good red cards. Not a lot of so here's the mechanics, the escape mechanics. So basically what you do is you can actually pay the mana cost, exile cards from your graveyard, and cast it back from your graveyard. So as long as this card is in your graveyard, you can cast it for as many times as you want, as long as you have the resources to do so, to pay the escape mechanics. And this is the other demigod that I have for red, Annex, Hardened in the Forge, which is pretty cool because when Annex or another non-token dies, it creates Satyr creatures, Satyr tokens. Very good for going white. I mean, I would probably put this in my EDH deck because it's pretty cool. Alright, Satyr Rider. Heroes of the Revel is cool. Yeah, but I didn't play it. Didn't play red, not a lot of good red cards. Black's supposed to have the most removal, but for me, it's not really the case because I didn't really open a lot of like removals. I have some draw spells like Funeral Rites, like discard spell, can't block. Yeah, I didn't have any removals as you can see. A lot of like, I have 2 Underworld Dreams, so that's not too bad. Marauder, get a Blappus, 2 Funeral Rites, and I have Venomous Hierophant for milling yourself. Elspeth Nightmare. Alright, so I got Saga for Elspeth as well. It's not that bad. It's actually pretty cool as well. Destroy target creature and opponent. So this is like my removal for black. Reveals a card and I can discard that card and exile target opponent's graveyard. Actually pretty cool. So I actually have Staggering Insight, so if I were playing white and blue, I can actually put this in, which can be pretty strong because it has +1/+1 and lifelink, and the most important part of the text is, whenever this creature deals combat damage to your player, draw a card. That's just crazy tempo. Right, and I have Devour Memory and Warden of Chain. Yeah, so basically that's the pool that I have, and I went with green-blue. Not super exciting, but it was fun. I really like this expansion because there's a lot of things going on for a color pie and they're pretty relevant. Okay, that's enough of me talking about it. Let's open up packs. So let's see if we can get any good stuff here. We first open the Doggo pack. Kumanos. Okay. We have a Human Soldier and a Swarm. Okay. Oh, Foy Thorium of Annex. Okay, that's not too bad. Until not too bad. Eidolon of Obstruction. Oh, Hate Bear. Or Hate Bear like. Oh, another demigod, Duck Sauce. Duck Sauce in woo. Cool. I have high res growth now. That's pretty cool. The comments are just meh. Overall, a pretty decent pack, I guess. Alright, last pack. Calyx. Let's see. There's a few ways of opening packs, and I like it this way because it feels much better. I just feel like bursting the packs. It feels good. Let's see. I have a wall. Plains. Okay. Not bad. Elspeth, Conquer Death. Another foil. Ooh. Wow, means we have 2 rares in this pack. Alright, and another Thrix, the Setting Storm. Not the most exciting card, but okay. Hero of the Next Bond, Nation Wanderer, Minions Return. Yeah, that's about it. Yada yada. Not super exciting. Yeah. Alright, that's pretty cool. So that actually sums up my experience with Theros Beyond Death Prerelease event. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed it, and I hope you'll like the video here. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I just feel like it's been a while since I last uploaded a video, and I really want to do one on this pre-release because it's just so fun to talk about. Right, because there's a lot of reference on Greece mythology. There's the Olympic Games, There is the Trojan War, and there are gods involved, titans as well. I didn't get any of the titans here. There are supposedly 2 titans, is Uro and Croxa, so I only got the binding of Titan. I don't have the titans itself. And I didn't open up any gods as well, so that's also kind of sad. But I did open up most of the cards that I need, like Anax and foil cards. That's pretty cool. Yeah, generally I like this set. I like Theros, to be honest. I like gods, and I like how they don't activate if they don't have the devotion ready. So yeah, I really like this set, and this full art lands are so beautiful. I mean, just look at it. Crap, it's so nice. And I kind of like the feeling that I like the fact that I actually try to put heroics back, the mechanics that says when you target a creature, you get +1/+1 or some other stuff that you do with heroic. So in this sense, this is a hero of the next born. When you cast a spell that targets hero of the next born, creatures you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So it's kind of like heroics, but it's not so much better, because heroics are much better. Usually they just get +1/+1 or like generate creatures, but this is just +1/+0. But it's good for going wide, I guess, because the whole board gets the +1/+0. Okay, so yep, that's it for my pre-release. So if you have anything to tell me about, anything to comment about the video, feel free to comment, and I hope you liked the video. See you soon. Goodbye.